Hey Flower Tribe, it's Kelly Lehman from Cranberry Fields Flower Farm, and I'm coming to you from behind the camera today. I wanted to show you how we build out these beautiful pumpkin arrangements. So these are some of the beautiful arrangements that we've built out of pumpkin vases, and we used mostly dried limelight hydrangeas, and some beautiful variegated greens, some alstro, some sedum, some store-bought roses. I like to cheat with some of the flowers that I find at Trader Joe's. And this is just a few different looks for some pumpkin arrangements you could build out from the flowers that you find in your own backyard. And then you can embellish them with either flowers that you find at a farmer's market, or maybe at your supermarket you just get like an added burst of color if you need it. You might not even need it. So this is what some of the beautiful arrangements look like that we built out this week. You guys can find these at like Hobby Lobby or Michael's, or sometimes even like AC Moore or Amazon. So I have an Amazon shop page. You guys can check that out below. But these are some of the beautiful arrangements that we built, and I want to show you how we built out this particular one, because this one's my favorite, and we're going to show you step-by-step instructions on how we did that. So let's dive right in. So we started off with a pumpkin vase. Now, some people actually will use a real pumpkin for this. They'll kind of carve out the middle, remove all the seeds. You can do that. It looks really cool. The only thing is, though, I found that after a couple days, the pumpkin itself sometimes starts to rot. And it's kind of hard to to keep it fresh for a long time. So you might be better off just getting like one of these little vases at like Home Goods, or like TJ Maxx or someplace like that. They're usually around this time. They're usually not too expensive. And I always have an Amazon shop page, or I always have goodies like this. You could check that out at Amazon. So check that out in descriptions below. So we started off with some Oasis foam for fresh flowers, and we made sure that we soaked it. So we just dumped it in a bucket of water. We let it go down by itself. Never push down the Oasis foam. You always want to let it sink by itself so that all that water gets nice and absorbed in that brick. And then we kind of just shaved it down to the shape that we wanted. And I'm not going to actually do the whole shape, but we just kind of cut the corners to fit the vase that we wanted. You can kind of, play with this until you get the right shape. And then once we had the right shape, we just kind of stuck it right inside the vase. And I'll show you what that looks like over here. We actually have some water in the bottom of here too, because this Oasis brick will eventually dry out. So you always want to make sure that you have some water in here. I have water in here to about this level right now, because I also don't want it to be super, super heavy, but we always have some extra water added in there. So as the brick starts to dry out, more of the water will get absorbed from like the bottom. And then every few days, I'll also just add a little bit of water to the actual arrangement, to the top, just to make sure that this top part stays moist also. So that's the Oasis foam. And then we're going to start off. We've got some gorgeous ivies here, and just some, gorgeous materials to work with. So we've got some sharp, clean pruners here, and we're going to get to work. Okay, so we're going to start off with some ivy, and I love using ivy as the greens for arrangements, especially because it lasts super long in Oasis and in a vase. So if you're growing ivy in your garden, that's terrific. Sometimes it's growing on the side of people's houses. Just know that ivy can get a little bit invasive in a garden, but it's really beautiful to work with. I mean, look how deep and rich and green these colors are. Just stripping off the leaves from the bottom of the stems, holding it like a pen as we put it in. And we cut these guys in a semi-dried form so that they'll have a really long vase life. They're actually going to wind up drying out in this beautiful stage. So this is going to be a very long-lasting arrangement, because the greens are going to last a super long time, and these beautiful hydrangeas are going to last a super long time. So this is like a really great flower to use for your arrangements. And it's October here in New Jersey. We're a Zone 6 planting area, so this is a super time to trim some of your limelight hydrangeas that have dried out. Just make sure that you don't cut too much from your mop head hydrangeas that come in on old wood, because you may be cutting off some of next year's flowers if you cut them too much. But it doesn't matter with limelights, because their blooms come in on new growth each spring, so you don't have to worry about cutting off next year's blooms if you trim them this year. Same thing with Annabelle. And the same thing with Incredible. They also come in on what's known as new growth. So it's okay to go in there and clip up some of these beautiful blooms for arrangements. And listen, guys, if you do want to use some of the dried flower arrangements from your Endless Summer or from your Nikos, just make sure that you cut them with shorter stems. We're going to add another set of primo flowers now. We've got some roses, and I have to say I didn't grow these roses. I actually got these at a shop. So sometimes it's okay to go to Trader Joe's, or sometimes the supermarkets have some primo flowers, and I'm going to add some of these gorgeous roses. I'll improvise, and I'll get some of the gorgeous ones that are kind of the eye catchers. Now we're going to start adding some filler flowers. We've got some Alstro, and Alstroemeria is also a super long-lasting flower in oasis and in vases. This guy's going to open up really beautiful, and it's going to look more like this after just a day or two. And Alstro, I've had it last as long as 2.5 weeks in a vase, and even in oasis foams. So this is a super long-lasting one. Also sedum. Sedum is a terrific flower if you can grow it in your garden. Super, super long-lasting. We're going to add some of the brighter green ones now, just to get a little more of a color pop in there. Once again, these are semi-dried out limelights. We just chose some smaller blooms. This is from a younger plant. And I love the pink and the green together. That's always a great color combo. This will also brighten up those roses. The green, the variegated green next to the regular green, next to that pink. Beautiful. We love using Cosmo flowers and Cosmo leaves. I mean, look how beautiful these leaves are. So a lot of times we'll put these in arrangements without even having the blooms on them, and it has a really beautiful airy look like this. Now we're going to use some of our zinnias, but we're going to spin the arrangement to see where the spots are that it would look best, and we kind of just test it out with our hands. So guys, this time of year it can be difficult to get those pops of color from your garden sometimes, but if you can embellish the flowers that you grow with just a simple bouquet from a farmer's market or some beautiful flowers from the supermarket and just kind of add a few of those, it will make your flowers pop. So the bulk of this arrangement was made from all the stuff that we grow here, and then we just added a few extra accent pieces just to make it pop. And so I love it. I think it came out really great. And we're going to keep this arrangement away from direct sunlight. I'm going to make sure that we water it every few days. I'm going to show you how I do that right now. So I'm just going to take a little bucket of water, a little, either, sometimes I'll just use a teacup or another vase, or I'll use, a pitcher, and I'll just add a little bit of fresh water. So I'll kind of just get in here, I'll just move some of the flowers away, and I'll just add some water so that it goes down and keeps that oasis nice and moist and wet. So sometimes it gets a little messy. It's a good idea to do this in the sink. And then if you can just add a little bit of water every few days, it's a really good idea, because that will just keep those stems nice and moist and keep it away from heat sources like ovens and stoves. Keep it away from heat ducts. And this arrangement's going to look really gorgeous for a long time. And what's going to happen is, as these roses and zinnias start to kind of poop out, you can actually just pluck them from the arrangement and know that your hydrangeas and these burning bush stems and these greens and this Alstro and these Cosmo leaves, they're going to stay for at least a week or two longer. So it's a super long lasting arrangement. And then guys, what you can even do is, as you remove the zinnias and the roses, you can replace them with fresh flowers that you buy from the farmer's market, in a week or two. And then this can be just a constant source of beauty for your kitchen or wherever you're going to put it in your house. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for joining us in this video, and please say hi to us over on my Cranberry Fields Instagram page. You can also find us on TikTok, and I made a whole bunch of podcasts for you. You can find those wherever you listen to your podcast, and know that I made a whole bunch of online flower courses for you with easy to follow tips on how to grow beautiful flowers just like these in your own gardens. I will put all of those in descriptions below. And please also let me know where you're viewing this from in this great, big, beautiful world. I love to see how our flower tribe is growing around the globe each week. Also check out our Kelly Lehman's Flower Tribe Facebook group because there's thousands of gardeners from all over the world and they're asking and answering loads of garden questions over there. And know that YouTube has allowed me to have a super thanks button attached to this channel. And if you'd like to buy us a cup of coffee or let us know if you appreciate these videos, that would be terrific. Or you could just give us a like or a comment below. I would appreciate that. And I will see you guys in the next video.